Well, so many of us grew up feeling like failure is a bad thing. It's a feeling we sometimes avoid, sometimes we fear it. I know I have. But now a Chicago mother and children's book author is working to change how we view failure. And so she created Let Me Fail. It's a free educational program that helps kids practice failure, learn from it, and even embrace it. And joining us now is Let Me Fail co-founder. We got Loie Bundy-Sickle with us here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. We also have Alicia Wickert, a teacher at Ramona Elementary School in Wilmette, and you use the program with students, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll talk about that in just a bit. But first, Loie, how did you come up with the idea for Let Me Fail? When did you say, we need to do this?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a children's author, and my books teach kids about entrepreneurship. And I'm always trying to teach them the things they need to think about to be a great entrepreneur. And I was in conversation with a former professor of entrepreneurship from UVA, Chick Thompson. And one of the things we recognized was that kids today really have a fear of failure. You know, we live in this society where success is what everyone seems to be striving for. You know, you want to get the right answer at school and get A's and win your soccer game and post it all on social media. And we thought, well, if you look at history and you look at the greatest entrepreneurs in history and the greatest inventors in history, one thing they are all very good at is failing and overcoming their failure and learning from failure. And we thought, could we teach kids how to fail? And so we came up with a program called Let Me Fail, and it's for educators to bring into their classroom to teach kids how to fail.
And it's 3rd grade through 8th grade the program is for. And I know, Alicia, you use this in your classroom. I'm so curious to know how students receive this and really their response to this lesson that even as adults we might have a hard time grasping.
Exactly. So at first the students were very surprised that we were letting them fail. And so it was a really fun way. Loie's program is a really fun way to get the kids excited about thinking outside of the box. And so one way that her program is designed to do that is by opposite thinking. And so by using opposite thinking, the students had some examples like what would make the most distracting classroom ever. And so the kids were able to really think of some fun ideas about, like, you know, if the classroom was filled with trampolines. And so by using that opposite thinking, they were able to then think, okay, if that is distracting, what would make a really a classroom for you to do your best learning?
Yeah, and there's this idea, and I know in some of your books, Loie, you've talked about how, you know, the creator of Disney or Nike, they might have failed before they made it to this massive success that we see, but still teaching this to a kid who, like they said, might be in a culture where you still get your participation trophy or you're still told, no, it's okay, you still won, when no, you actually lost.
Yeah, absolutely. So in part of the program, also we have activities, we have games, we have puzzles. Everything is free for the educators. We also have mini author visits that I put on there, and what I did was I took all my books that I've written about entrepreneurship, but I pulled out the failure stories. So I pulled out Phil Knight failing before he made Nike, and I pulled out Walt Disney failing before he created Mickey Mouse. And you mentioned the certificate of success. We actually have a certificate of failure, and it said, I failed today. And so a lot of fun things we've done with this program, and kids and educators are loving it.
And I imagine that part of the program also is what you can learn after that failure. Alicia, is that something that you guys touch on as well?
Yes. So the kids realized that by failing, they were able to think more critically. They were able to think outside of the box. And so by thinking outside of the box, they were able to come up with ideas they didn't originally think of the first time. And so part of Loie's lesson, there was one lesson where the students had to design a paper boat. And so I failed as an educator. I put all the materials into a plastic bag and I passed them out. And so one group realized they could use the plastic bag as a part of the material, even though that wasn't assigned.
Yeah.
And so they were able to make a successful boat by incorporating the plastic bag. And so I was able to show that even educators sometimes fail. And so that was a really good lesson for the kids to see.
It's a great conversation. And so if someone's watching and they're interested in the program, how to find out how to incorporate it into their classroom or maybe their community group, how do they find out?
Go to letmefail.org, and everything is free. We have tons tons of activities, author visits, puzzles, games, stickers. You can download certificates. So it's letmefail.org, and we are always adding new activities. And I love for these educators that bring it into the classroom, because they also come back to me and give me more ideas, and we can add those to the website really easily.
Yeah, see what fails. And
See what fails.
works,
That's
and
exactly right. That's exactly right.
All right, Loie Bundu-Sickle and Alicia Wicker, thank you both for joining us here on the show. And I know you mentioned how to find you guys. We also wanted to put this on the screen now. To learn more about Let Me Fail, to access those free lessons and activities, head to letmefail.org, and we'll be right back.